for the Sister Circle. Sister Circle. Sister Circle. Entertainment. It's time for the Sister Circle. Sister Circle. Sister Circle. It's time for the Sister Circle. Sister Circle. Sister Circle.
Hello and welcome to the Sisterhood. We are the sisters and this is our circle.
Hey!
And we are so glad you joined us. It would not be complete without you. I am Dee Marie.
I'm Kira Sheree.
And I'm Dr. Dawn. Sally.
And I'm Jen. Welcome. Come and sit with us where the conversation is always different.
It's always
Always
different.
different. Yes, yes.
And when we say different, we mean that we're coming with encouragement, with joy, with positivity,
With authenticity.
with love, no gossip, no
Yes.
trash, none of that. We're trying to be authentic.
Yes.
But y'all know what time it is.
Sister
Okay.
chats.
So today I have a fun question.
Okay.
All right. So if money was no object, what would you love to do?
I'll go first because I already know my answer. I got a couple of things.
Okay.
The first thing would be, and this is selfish. I would
It could be
travel.
whatever you want it to
I'll
be.
travel the world to all the beaches, every tropical place. I want to go and just spend time on the beaches,
Beach lady here.
visit the resorts, and just bask in the glory of God.
Yes.
And all His beauty.
Yes, and all his architecture.
Yes. Money was no issue. I would make sure every kid that wanted to go to college
Yes.
and did not have the money to do so would be able to do it.
I love it.
Yes.
And the third thing is to help single mothers. I would assist single mothers and however they need assistance.
Wow.
That's
Yes.
good.
Wow.
I don't want to go next. Anyone else?
Okay. So what I would love to do is, of course, travel. Y'all know. And I would move to New York. Okay, no. Here, I would have a place in New
There
York.
we go.
So it would
That's
be an
right.
option to
We
go.
would never see you again.
No.
Never. And it would be in Manhattan
Okay, of course.
with a floor to ceiling window.
A millionaire.
A millionaire.
There you go.
And then, of course, if you all know, I'm an advocate for sexual abuse. So I would totally do like moving forward, but
Yeah.
in a bigger scale, you know, and definitely always advocate for them so they have a place that's safe, so they can go to. And then I would make sure my children were all well taken care of, and then we can just travel the world and do whatever we want.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. I think I would do that. I would definitely travel as many places as I could because I love to travel. You all know
Yes.
this. What else would I do? I'm with education, so I would want to make sure that if you wanted to have an education from a college or a university that you could, but we also need people that are able to do trades. And so I would want to
Yeah,
make sure
that's
that is
good.
accessible and even
Absolutely.
had accessible programs in schools, high schools,
that.
so they can figure out, have a better idea of what they want to do and
We're on
who
the
they
same
are,
page.
Yeah.
from a younger age going forward.
Yeah.
And I would like to say, just as the sister of someone that has taught for over 20 years in the public school system and has given her heart, given car rides, giving food, just done so much for her students, I would want to make sure that some of the special needs students
Yeah.
have the access to the resources that they all need.
Yeah, that's
And that
good.
teachers have the resources that they need without having to struggle and fight to get them.
That's good. That's good. Okay, they got 30 seconds.
Okay, so for me, just real quick, I would, of course, the same thing, travel. I'd like to take someone that's never been out of the country,
Yes.
get them the passport, just expose
that's
that
good,
to them
Sally.
alone.
Okay.
And then lastly, I have a true passion to help the hurting people. So I would really combine two things that are, near and dear to my heart is mental illness and grief.
Yes.
And just how to support people that are going through that, and not necessarily the person, but how to give them those resources and help them navigate through grief, because there's grief in finding someone that has mental illness, as grief as actually losing a loved one as well. So that's what I would like to do.
I would write. That's what I
Yes.
would do. If money were no object, I would
would
write.
write.
I would just keep writing. But then I would also want to be very philanthropic to the Black community in an intentional way around Black business.
Very,
How to support Black businesses, actually
Absolutely.
give them the resources that they need without
some
some
working capital.
capital.
Startup
Yeah.
capital.
Love it.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Write and advocate.
Right.
All right. And so with that being said, so that leads me into work life purpose balance.
Ooh, such a thing.
Is there such a thing? Because you said all the dreams that you have, but honestly, a lot of your dreams are sometimes is your purpose or is your passion, and it's like what you really want to do. But unfortunately, some of us need to go to a 9 to 5. Hello,
Yeah,
right?
we keep the lights on.
But it funds your purpose.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So how do you balance your work life, work life, purpose, and I guess that's it, right? Or personal life. Yeah. How do you balance that?
I don't think there's a such thing as balance. I really don't, because I feel like even when you are working, then something else is not getting touched, right? So it's
that's
never
good.
really in balance. If it's almost like multitasking. You really can't.
And you can't.
You cannot.
You really can't. Can't
She
multitask.
definitely cannot.
Your brain only has so much.
She
You know,
can't
right.
multitask.
There's so much.
I think it's good if you can find exactly what you said. How can my purpose in my life now be converted into the work that I do?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yeah.
That's the key. Because and even so when my kids were younger, of course, I may have had a dream inside, but that dream definitely was deferred because I had to take care of my children. You know what I'm saying? And I look back and it's okay because they're great children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now that I am 50 and I have more time, now I can delve into my
What you love to do.
what I love
Your
to do.
purpose.
Your
what you
purpose.
love to do.
but
So
still
how long
work.
does it really take people to figure out what their purpose is? I feel like that's where we really get off balance. And we just have to go to work. And then it's not until we're working for so many years that we realize, like, this isn't even what I'm
This
supposed to be
isn't what-
doing.
Yeah, that's difficult
That's hard.
because I know when she talked about the kids, part of that didn't really because my passion was education, of course, and I have I'm not bragging, but I do have a lot of degrees. I go to school.
She's a real
I love school.
She loves
I love learning. I do. I love school. I would have been a lifelong student. I am a lifelong.
You are,
student.
yes, you're a
Yeah.
lifelong learner.
But yes.
But I took the kids to school with me. When that didn't stop me. I worked, and when I had class in the evening, if I didn't have anywhere for them to go, they went to class with me. Lance was like a little 3 or 4 year old sitting in the back of it. They went with me. So that was part of it too. But I do agree that when they were growing up, I was, laser focused on making sure they were taken care of. School was part of me making sure they were taken care of so I could increase my salary while teaching. But in the back of my mind, I believe I was doing working in purpose by teaching because that's part of my purpose is to help young people. So
Yes.
it was
It
kind
kinda
of
worked
it
out.
was kind of worked
Yeah.
out for me, and it took me probably because my major was business in my undergrad, and I taught high school business.
Okay.
So it kind of I kind of made it work.
Yeah.
it ended up like that. But it did take me some. I was probably 25. I got fired from the bank.
That sounds like a whole nother story.
I was working at the bank. Yeah.
That moved you to your
It absolutely did. I went back to school.
This is not it.
I started subbing
I love
as a result of losing my job. I started
That ain't you.
subbing,
That
and
ain't
that
you.
was the light bulb went off when I was subbing.
Wow.
So I went back to get certified to teach.
Okay, can we say one more thing? Girl, what's your glasses?
Again. Accessories by Dawn.
Glasses cam. Like every time I come on here,
Yes.
put the camera on the
What is
glasses.
Dawn?
Right.
Right, what glasses you
love
got?
Dawn.
I love the colors. The colors. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Wear them well, girl.
Thank you. Very good.
But I think too, though, and obviously we can't go back, but if we could, I think it starts when you're younger. But unfortunately, a lot of times, and no fault to anybody, but we're taught you go to school to get a job.
Get a job.
Not taught you can go to find your purpose.
Right.
Yes.
But I will say this, when my oldest son, he went to Loyola University, and they actually told us in orientation, do not get upset if you come here and your children change their careers because we're not here to teach them to get a job. We're here to teach them what it is that they love to do.
Oh, I like
That's
that.
Yeah.
amazing.
And I was like, wow. I
Wow.
mean, all the money you got to pay. I hope so.
You know,
You better come out here with a Bible.
for me, I think my profession fueled me to some degree because being in human resources, and for some reason, everybody comes in to tell you all of their problems, little, big, and all. And, you know, confidentiality is huge.
Yes.
And I think that was already in me. And I said before, it was in me before I even got into my profession, that people can trust and tell me something and it won't go anywhere with my friends, you name it. So,
She's very professional.
so, you know, people coming in and then, you know, I can't take credit. It's God. The things that I say to them, I'm able to, you know, even being the mediator among when there's conflict or what have you. It's just that gift that God gave me to talk to other folks and kind of make them feel better, and then also give advice and be truthful without them feeling like I'm attacking them, and still keeping that professionalism, but that trust level is so huge. So I think that was part of it.
Yeah. All right. We're going to take a short break and we'll come back to that. And we'll be right back with the Sisters.
Stay tuned.
I am so glad you ladies are here. You each have your own rooms.
Thank you.
Is it okay to call you Mom?
Of course you can.
And welcome back to the Sisterhood Circle. And we are discussing how you balance work, life, and purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And on break, Jen, you had a question.
Oh, I said, what do you do if you don't know if you have found your purpose? If you've been so consumed with work and family and life that you don't necessarily know, is this what I should be doing?
So, okay, I have a sort of an answer, but not an answer, what I think, okay, my opinion, all right? I think, so I know a lot of times we say, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? But I think a lot of times we have assignments, okay?
Yeah.
So for instance, you know, for a long time I would look back and say, because I had kids early, I had to start at 22. So I felt like my 20s, I was married and had kids. I didn't, you know, most people in their 20s, they're out partying, you know,
Yes.
doing whatever. And I didn't do that because I was married with children. But however, when I look back, okay, yes, I had kids, but raising those kids was my assignment. You know what I'm saying? That was what I was supposed to do at that time. And they're great kids. Well, now that a season they're still my children, but as far as raising them in that instance, it's over.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now I'm on to another assignment. And now my assignment is, even before they were older, it was started with advocating for survivors of sexual abuse. Now it's moved on to media, you know, now, but always in my heart, my whole life, I wanted to be a journalist or somewhat in the media realm. And God has blessed me to do that.
Mary Tyler Moore. The whole New York thing.
Yeah, the whole New York.
Yeah,
thing.
that's what you wanna do.
Yeah. So I think there are assignments. So I wouldn't look at it like, I don't know what my purpose is. It's just that your assignment, you don't look at, you know, this during that time. Well, I didn't know my purpose. Your purpose was raising those children.
was.
Yeah, at that time.
And I think that explains a lot because I've definitely had that feeling where I'm like, what is next? What is next? And you can miss what's happening with your children. So focused
my
on
gosh.
what's next when you're in the
Yes.
comparison phase, when you're looking at, oh, these people are getting so far ahead of me. But you're right. The assignment at that time for me was my children.
And our problem is we're too focused on the outside
Yes.
and not really what we're doing. And you're right. And when you do that, you can miss the opportunities that you have in the season that you're in.
And what did you say? We say that, we've said it a lot. Comparison is the,
Comparison is the
Thief
thief
of
of joy.
joy.
Yeah.
and I would just encourage our circle that when you are struggling with what your purpose is, you know, if you pray, if you're a believer, pray, you know, and constantly ask God. And I always tell my students when I would tell them, you know, you're doing, when you find things that you love to do,
Yes.
your purpose is probably tied to that to
Yeah.
some
Right,
degree.
some
And, you know,
degree.
I don't think God will give you something so far away from what you're capable of doing, your talents, your gifts, to be a part of your purpose. I think that's always going to be somewhat within your purpose. Like I just haven't, for some reason, like I don't like the term at risk, but the kids who have challenges, let me say that, who were the ones that were drawn to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Why, God, why me? Why do I have that? Was I that kid? But I think your purpose is always, it's definitely in you. It may take you some time to recognize it, but it's always there. It's right there. And I don't think it changes. I think, like you said, there's seasons, but I think what you were born to do got your purposes inside of you.
And it kind of ties in with your personality.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think we delay sometimes because we take, we go left, we might go right.
Well, you listen to what other people tell you.
And sometimes you can let fear of failure and fear of success.
Yeah,
That's real.
Stifle
so
what
fear
you do.
success is real.
I think the problem with the balance is that you have to have money to survive.
Yeah.
So work always outweighs life a lot of
Always.
times, and a lot of
Yeah.
times it outweighs purpose.
Yeah.
And you need your benefits
And you
too.
got you need to have all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm always advocate for the entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And that's what I love about entrepreneurship, because there's so much freedom in there. You can actually go after the thing that you want, your assignment, your passion. How do you turn that into dollars? How do you bring revenue into that? And so if somebody is struggling, I would tell you to really take a long, hard look at what part of myself am I neglecting that really could be turning my passion and my purpose into some dollars, because that's where you get a little bit of the balance.
Because I think it turns into what you enjoy, because you enjoy.
I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm sorry, when you go to work, we don't enjoy it. I mean, unless you just sometimes.
It depends on the
Not
job.
everybody.
Sometimes.
I don't even say I go to work. I get up and I say, what am I
live
doing
your
today?
life.
Yeah,
Girl,
here's what I'm
listen.
doing today.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just kind of what Kira said, turning that. And I know I have a friend that just loves to organize. That's, you know how many people do not like to organize or don't even want to think
I've
about
been
it?
trying to get her to the house
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. So things like that could be
That's an
something you
entire
can
career
turn
path,
into something that you love to do.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, the balance is like, how do we balance that?
So for me, I got 3-4 different things that I do. I have to almost be purposeful and intentional about, okay, I have to spend time on this. Like, there's a lot of things coming up with Dawn's Design. See, different things that I can capitalize on. I got to be intentional about doing that.
Yeah.
So that's where that balance comes in, because I can't be so heavy on Titus 2 that I neglect Dawn's Designs or my paid job.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think too, we are in a society of distractions.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Right here.
Yes.
That's the biggest.
That's the biggest social media, because I could get on social media and next thing I know, a couple of hours have gone by and I have done nothing.
Haven't done anything.
but scroll.
Yeah.
And laugh. I laugh.
Yeah.
a lot.
And
laugh.
it's really
And sometimes
funny.
you need that. Sometimes that's a part of the balance.
Yes.
Is not doing anything, not having to be productive, not having to make sure that at the end of this hour I made X amount of money, but I'm just really I'm unplugging.
Yeah.
It's
'cause
hard
that
to
will
not be
stress you out.
tied to the checklist, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I said I was going to accomplish X, Y, Z, and then when you don't, you feel like you failed the day.
Yeah.
And instead of looking at, well, I did get this done, I did connect with this person today, which is always huge to connect with people.
Yeah.
One thing my therapist
that,
told me,
connect
yes,
with
I go to
people.
therapy.
Yes, we all go to
Yes,
therapy.
we all go to therapy.
Yeah.
That will help you
I
with your
don't
balance
yet.
as well.
It sure will.
Yeah,
Yes, it will.
definitely.
But I'm looking for a therapist. If there are any therapists out there.
Oh, Jen, you're
In
about to get
Chicago.
bombarded.
Send in your
But
credentials.
she said there's always room for adjustments.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was at a point, I was like, oh, I didn't do this. She was like, okay, there's always room for adjustments.
Always.
We make adjustments all the time.
all the time.
You all wouldn't believe how many adjustments we made just doing this. And shout out to our amazing crew.
Yes.
Our cameras, our lights, our microphones.
That are working
Everything.
in their purpose.
In their purpose to help us.
To help
Yes.
us.
How about that for work-life
Because we
balance?
are very special group.
Yeah,
So-
very thankful
Absolutely.
for our crew. You know what? I want to say this, and we talked about it before the show, and I hope this all goes into our thing, our topic. But about maximizing the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because sometimes as women, for our sisters that are in the circle, sometimes as women, we wait for opportunities to come to us. We think if we have enough education, if we look the right thing, if we have the right person in our life, that the opportunity is going to come. But you have to sometimes make the opportunity for yourself.
Yeah.
You mean people just not gonna knock on my door?
No, they're not coming down.
I mean, what? I got a doctorate degree. What? They're gonna just look for
They're
me?
not looking for you.
And that's one
You
thing
have
I
to make the
said. I'm
opportunity.
like a realtor, and I always say this, like, okay, you can't find me in my house on the couch and know that I'm going to be there to serve you at any time. And help you find what you need. No,
Okay.
there's a lot involved with that.
But I feel like that about this show.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this really is an opportunity that you made for us. You know,
It
this
is.
was a thought, an idea, a conversation. And so thanks for making the opportunity.
And here is the circle. Here
Here's
is
the circle.
Here's the circle.
I know.
So with all of that being said, about work-life balance, one thing that we do have to do is consider self-care. So sister wellness today.
Sister
Okay.
wellness.
Let's talk about
Okay.
self-care. What is self-care? I know a lot of people think of self-care as I need to go get a massage. I need to go get my nails done. I need to do that. Personally, I think self-care can start with therapy
I agree with
very
that.
good.
And
Yeah.
recognizing that you need it.
and recognizing, and we all need
So
it.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, like seriously, we all
Absolutely.
do. Yeah.
Well, and I think someone said it earlier. Sometimes it's just being still, not on this,
Yes.
not
Yeah.
committing,
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
not feeling guilty about being
Absolutely.
still, but just being still.
Yeah.
And let me say the most important that I've learned in the last 2 years, saying no, I will not be making that event.
Okay.
And
Yes.
no
That's
is an
self-care
entire
right there.
sentence.
No is a whole sentence.
It's a whole
It is.
sentence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't feel
Yeah.
obligated. You don't have anything to prove anyone. My thing was I'm big on support, so I thought, I have to make to everything just to show support because I think it's important. Just say no.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Not
self-care right
And
there.
okay, and I'm gonna drift off just for a second, but that you said that about support. We can't make everything.
Right.
So I know sometimes people, well, and I know, we've talked about this, like sometimes you don't get the support, but I think sometimes it's, don't even focus on the people that don't support you. Because everybody can't support you every time.
Right.
They can't do it. So the ones that do, we appreciate. And maybe this time they just couldn't. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's a
Exactly.
part of self-care too, is to get rid of that stress. Because I know, a lot of times if I have events or something, I want everybody to sign up right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
No,
sometimes
may
I
not
just
happen.
can't. Yeah.
A practical way to get in self-care is there are 5 fifth Fridays every calendar year.
Okay.
So take the 5th Friday off work
Ooh,
and do something on the 5th Friday.
I love
I do
that.
love that.
Okay, Circle, did y'all hear that?
Friday off
The
work.
5th Friday.
Fridays.
That's good.
That is
Fridays.
a good idea.
That is a
Yeah.
great idea.
And you know what's another good idea for support if you can't attend? Send them a video message congratulating them.
Oh, I like that idea.
Oh,
You know,
that's
send
a
them
great idea
flowers
too.
afterwards or a handwritten note and tell them
Yes.
how proud you are.
Yes.
There's so many ways for us to support each other
Absolutely. Yeah.
without
One another,
physically
yes.
being there.
And I
Yeah.
want to say self-care is just doing what you want to do.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
I mean,
Yes,
if it's
absolutely.
something you want to do, that's part of self-care.
That's part of
Like
self-care.
you don't want to do it, that's self-care
That's
as well.
self-care.
You know, no is great.
It was
I have a
fantastic.
hard time saying no sometimes,
I know.
and things, but I'm getting better at it.
That's good.
And 50 has given me that.
Giving you license to sit
Do
down.
what you want to do.
50 is a new
We
kind
love
of
it
thing,
here.
but
We love it here.
taking time for yourself and what you want to do. You know,
Yes.
if you want to go to a movie by yourself, go to a movie by
to a
yourself.
movie
by
You know, I do that a
yourself.
lot. I used to be afraid to do that or what people would think, but I go to eat by myself now.
Listen.
I travel by
Okay.
myself.
I will go to
All
by
of
myself
it.
on a plane
And
in a
love it.
minute. Yes.
Love
It's sleep in.
And
Yep.
sleep. Ooh.
Sleep in.
that
You
mean?
can't
Like,
take that
sleep
whole
in.
day, but just
Yeah.
sleep in.
Yes.
Like sleep in. Maybe you have a lot going on Saturday, but you can sleep in for an hour. Everybody will be alive when you wake up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me, one of my best self-care days, if I could, like if I was doing nothing, I love mornings. So I would wake up because I love hear the birds chirping and all that. I love that. So I will, in a fall day, I would wake up, open up my window, listen to the birds, go in the kitchen, give me some tea, turn on CNN, and my morning is set.
Very snow white. Are the bluebirds coming in?
Because
they come to the window and they just.
Well, all these things that we've said about self-care, we want you, our circle,
Yes.
take some of these things in and do it yourself. You know, it might be something that you just love to do. Take the time to do it because we all deserve to take a minute just to unwind and just to really enjoy ourselves.
And self-care is the best care.
And self-care is the best care. And
Hear
don't
it-
be
hear it
afraid
here first.
to be by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times, sometimes we're so busy doing this, we don't know how to be alone. But it is okay to be alone. Travel alone safely. Go to the show, go to the dinner. You know, just things that you want to do for yourself. Like you said, sleep in. Just take some time out for you. So self-care is the best care. It's the best
It's
care.
the best care. Make sure you all follow us on all of our social media handles.
Absolutely.
If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go out and subscribe right now. Follow us on every platform that you're on. We're there. You'll find the Sisterhood
You will
Circle.
find the Sisterhood Circle.
And tag a friend.
And tag a friend.
friend.
Tag a friend. So we are just excited that you guys have tuned in to the Sisterhood Circle.
Yay.
You're always welcome to our circle. That is what it's here for. So just continue watching, and we just want to say we love you.
We love you.
And we will be back next time with more of the Sisterhood Circle.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Girl, go with your best self. Come to the circle where conversations is really hell. Yeah, you don't gotta hide what you keep inside. Come complete the circle, girl. Get rid of your pride. It's the time to be alive. You are not alone. We gon' help you strive. We all in the zone. We got God on our side. Come catch a vibe. When you listen to, you already know what's the time.
It's time for the Sister Circle.